Okay, so this is might be a rerun of the last time, but I just wanted to make sure I show this. This is the offense here, and the person with the green hawk is defending, while the other person is going into net. And I'm assuming that the two people on blue are on the same team, as in a drill. So there is that, and so we notice that the other person is in midfield, and you see how he turns around to get ready to defend from back there, and this person's here defending closer while offense is trying to go up. Okay, this can be a continuation of when the ball goes in the net, how the other person can just practice going on offense. And so they're turning defense into offense. That's the strategy here. Okay, so now we're going to watch it from his point of view here, where he hits it across, then he passes it to his teammate in the net, and his teammate goes for a shot with him here. So they quickly turn defense into offense. That's the strategy. I just had to record this because this mechanic looks so smooth. Alright, what we're going to see here is how to defend from the net when you're in the net position. Look at the yellow car here about how he jumps and covers it from there, from that position. Alright, what we're going to see is another version. Once again, look at the position. Where they go up. And then instead of the goalie taking the ball, the other teammate takes the ball. Alright, I'm just going to look at it from this position just to make sure it's clear. We get the idea. Once again, he's blocking the net inside to outside. Teammate rolls it up, and he waits for it to come down and then follows through with it. So you notice when the ball rolls up this way, that's why it's important to defend the net from inside the net. So this just shows another idea of what you could do when the offense hits the ball like that. The goalie pushes up, and while the other person's trying to demo that guy, and then the other guy shoots. All right, let's look at it from his point of view, where he's in net, and then he's sitting in net waiting for the ball to come. Then he takes it to. Okay, I wanted to show it from this perspective here, where the guy in net, and look at his positioning and how he's kind of giving his teammates space here in case something happens. All right, let's look at it from this perspective here, where offense is here, and once again, this guy is defending inside to outside, and the guy is in net. And the whole idea is that he lets the ball go in front of the goal, and he just tries to hit it forward as fast as he can. All right, let's see it once again. This is the whole setup. So I'm doing it from this point of view so you can see how the cars practice. And he's just staying in the middle. He's waiting in net. Teammate passes him the ball, and he just hits it forward and then follows it while trying to keep as much possession as possible. I know I might be overdoing it, but it helps me too, just to make sure I get this whole concept down. Offense here, and then pushes. He passes to his teammate, and his teammate just tries to hit it out as much as possible. Once again, we'll just look at it from this guy's point of view now. So we have all 3 points of view. He's doing the side defense while his teammate is in the middle and then goes into net. He passes to his teammate here. He waits. They don't challenge the same ball. And he keeps his distance. All right, let's look how they set up the practice to begin with. This is one way Start doing it like this. And then the jump and side flick is a great thing to do. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to look at how the defense blocks the ball. Jump, side flip, and then turns around and gets ready for offense. Now we're going to look at it from the guy with the ball's point of view. Okay, pushes up, keeps the ball on top of him while the opponent just jumps and flicks over him. All right, let's look at it from another way. He passes to him to do this drill. He rushes in. If he goes forward, he just bumps the other guy. Once again, I'll show it from this perspective. So he rushes in, and if the other guy rushes forward, he just bumps the other guy like that. And I'll watch it from this perspective here. If he goes forward, he flips, and then he gets bumped. This is just to show it from a perspective of if you're the goalie and that practice. He just jumps forward and just starts the offense. That's why he sits in net. Okay. Let's look at this one here where they're doing the drill again. And he goes and he bumps him. So he stops control of the car. And then controls it back to the corner. All right, let's watch the drill again. Offense is playing. Look at the distance he's keeping. And then he goes in and bounces it like that again. And that's for the goalie to hit. All right, and here's another option. He goes like this, stays close, jumps, and then side flips. All right, I'll do this one again so we can see it from the full perspective. He gets close, jumps, side flips, and then he follows the ball and then turns so he can cover the net, the ball too. Okay. So now they're here. He rolls up the ball. Look at how he stays on the wall above the ball and then turns to block the ball like that. Okay, I guess this is something good to practice too, to get comfortable with the corners. When the ball's coming like this, to be able to control your car. See here, you see how he's moving left and right? And then he takes the ball like that. All right, let's watch it from his point of view here. On offense, he's trying to go there. And you see how he's going in and out. And he's staying close to the ball. And then he pushes for offense. See how he follows up with it? Okay, let's see this perspective here. He goes for the bump on him. Okay. So here, staying close to him, then goes for the hit on him. And then the other guy pushes out. All right, this is a great mechanic to practice. Bounces the ball, then flips it up immediately. All right, let's look at this, how they start this off. So the guy goes for the demo, then this guy goes for the shot. Okay. Beginning of the drill again. Let's look at the distance he keeps between them. See, I was using boost and then goes in at the corner. All right, let's just see that again. See how he does boost, then waits till we get to the corner and then hits it like that. Gets sent out that way. And then the other guy pushes for offense. All right, let's look at it from the offense point of view, because I think it's really important also. You see how he is viewing the camera to the right so he knows where the opponents are? All right, one more recording for the road. Just once again, keep in mind where everyone is, play it in slow motion, and how that guy challenges when it's in the corner, and then the guy from the goal just pushes out for defense. All right, we're gonna learn. Let's look at how this orange car moves and how he's funneling him in the corner to make sure that he's blocking the net inside to outside. And from that, he just pushes it towards middle like that. So that is one nice drill. Alright, let's see it again. Look how the orange car moves. He's waiting for the right time to flip. Okay. Okay, let's look at another example here of how he is basically blocking the net. And look at how he jumps and turns like that. It's good practice to do. And he stays above the ball here, ready to turn. So this is a good practice here. Orange car is just gonna play defense like this, pretending like he's blocking the net here, and he's just staying behind the ball. Okay, let's watch a drill practice, for example, how he brings it back to his corner and he turns around like that and he tries to stay right behind the ball. And you see how he's pushing it and the opponent's coming and trying to attack him, so you just block it with the 50 like. Okay, we're just gonna watch another example here about how he's just rolling the ball across the field and how he's jumping and turning. Okay, and now you'll see him hit the ball, roll the ball to the wall like this. And notice how he's staying behind the ball and he's ready to jump and flip to do the 50. So that, again, low 50 drill. So when you're putting the ball in the corner, look how he does this, how he rolls the ball up and then follows it like that. It's really good control. And then he stays behind it like that. Good thing to practice. Just like that. Alright, I'll do it back again because I think it's worth it just to watch this, to learn this drill. Bring it up. Come around. Stay behind the ball. It's good for 2s and 1s. And as he's coming, then you jump and flip like that. Another way you can set it up is like how he rolls the ball there. You notice how it's not bouncing. He pushes it and stays behind it. And as soon as he comes, he jumps and flips. Now let's look at it from this perspective where the other guy has the ball. And how he just jumps and turns into and flips into the ball like that. Alright, let's look at it again. His car is basically diagonal and then he flips into it. And watch here, watch how he's positioning himself here to be behind the ball so he can't see. And that way he could jump and know when to turn by looking at the camera. Using the camera is important in the game. Alright, let's see it again. Pushes the ball up, stays at an angle, jumps, and side flips. Let's see the amount of space he keeps between the ball. He stays pretty close to the ball and is ready to jump and side flip when he sees the opponent coming. So if we look at it from this perspective, this is a good way to start, where the other opponent is sitting by the boost there and the other one's in the corner. See how he's sitting right here, ready, while the other person, and that's how you start the drill to practice it. Okay, let's see how you could just do this if you were just practicing it by yourself, like in free play. Drag the ball up, and you turn the other way, and then you stay behind the ball, like this. And you just practice staying right, keeping the speed of the ball, and then being able to turn like that. See how he brought the ball there, then turned around, jumped, and then stays behind the ball. Brings the ball to his corner again, stays level, pushes it and then boosts a little bit. And then he's going to bring the ball back. Okay, he's practicing now, bringing it back again, staying behind the ball. How he's pushing, look how he's staying, and he's saw the opponent, so saw how he turned back there instead of turning forward. Okay, we're gonna watch it again. Comes up and then comes back down, and as the opponent's coming, he just turns towards his net instead of towards the opponent. It's a bad habit I have. Okay, let's see it again. He hits the ball up the wall, then he's staying behind it, and he just jumps as the other opponent goes for him. And if he wins the 50, he could just shoot it like that. So literally, one way to practice is this front flip to the ball like that, bring it up, stay behind the ball, and see how he turns away from the ball. And then if he wins the 50, he could just shoot it on net like that. Okay, let's look how he brings the ball up. Then comes down like this. Just good practice. Let's see how he brings the ball to his corner. Look how he hits it up there. He stays behind the ball. That one apparently didn't work. I guess that was an example of what not to do. Let's look how he brings it up to the wall again. Stays behind it. Doesn't rush. He pushes it towards his side. And then he jumps and does a flip to the left. Okay. See how he brings it up the wall. Stays behind it. Ready for the jump. Okay. Let's see him. He hits the ball to his corner again. Gets ready to be behind the ball like that. Cuts the ball a little bit to his side and does the flip into it. Let's see how he does this again with the ball's on his side. Opponent's coming. Jump. Then you flip into it. Brings it up. Comes right behind the ball. Turns too. And if it gives you enough space, you could do a shot like that, for example. Okay, let's watch it again. Some more examples. Brings the ball up, stays behind it like this. Then he turns. Let's practice. He brings the ball back to his corner. Bring the ball back to practice, hitting it up the wall and then coming behind it. And he practice does a low 50. Practices it, bringing it back to his corner again. Doesn't go fully behind that ball. Let's see here. That's interesting. What he did is to hit it off to the side there. One thing to practice like this, he hits it up, brings it down, stays behind the ball. Okay, look at that. Comes up again, follows the height of the ball, stays behind it, turns like that, and can go for the shot. Okay. Good drills to practice. Comes up, comes back down, jump, and then turn left into it, like that. Sorry if this is boring, just put some music on. I'm sure you get the idea. It's good practice. Brings it up, comes back down. And I'm doing this also so I can learn too. By noticing the small things he does to practice. Wow, look at that. It was really good. Okay, let's see another one. Now he just follows through with it. Practices again, hits it to his corner. Turns away this time. See, I was moving a little bit to the left and right. Let's see. So if it was just to aim like that, that's what happens. Okay. Okay, let's see this. Brings it down, stays behind the ball. Wow, he just power cuts him there. Alright. Up, comes down, stays behind the ball. Turn. Now let's watch it from the other person's perspective. What was happening there? So he's coming in at a diagonal, like that. He's waiting, like guarding the net inside to outside, and coming in at a diagonal, like that. See, I was blocking the net also on this side. He went straight for the ball here. Alright, so this is a funnel exercise where orange is trying to bring the ball to their side and blue is trying to block it by blocking the net. Alright, so this is just another one of them practicing here. Alright, let's look at an example again of how this goes. So orange is pushing it while the blue is trying to defend it. And as he walks away, the teammate passes it to the guy in net, and then they have an offense there by itself. Okay. So I think that's... Let's see how this is done again. It's around the corner. Okay, look at where the two blue people are. One's in the middle, and one's there, and the other person just comes back to net. Alright, let's see it from this person's perspective. I was being second man here. Turns around, and he looks at the ball. And he waits. Okay, and then this person just starts his offense here. Okay, let's see it from this perspective here. The one defending. He passes it. Alright. Okay, now let's look at it here for the guy with the ball.